All right, so welcome back to the Capital Mindset Show. I just had some bit of time, I guess, and I thought I'd do a live stream before I get back to it. But yeah, it's been fun, been crazy, hectic couple weeks, I guess. So I have this pulled up because I just want to let everyone know that you should 100% buy my course because yeah, the stock that I talked about in the past, it just went up. So those of you in the in my various platforms, you guys know exactly what this means. You guys can use my discount code for a 10% premium on the original price. The discount code is GR. So write this down, GRIFT. It is caps sensitive. So if you don't actually keep it caps, it actually goes to a 20% premium. All stuff is, it's good. It's good. It's all good. Capital My Apple, Woo. Is Tesla pumping because of stimulus checks and QE? Yeah. So Tesla is up. Tesla is up a lot. So I know that some of you had degenerate gambling addictions and bought put options on Tesla. And I just want you to know, yeah, this is a personal attack on you. Yes, that was the first question you probably had. The second question you probably have is, well, why is this? Well, the reason is because if you kind of look, this is something that, I teach in my technical analysis course. If you see this is a classic case of the sleeping dragon. So if you see the shape of the back or the spinal of the dinosaur, right here is the resting head. So at the resting head point, you have two options in front of you. So either the stock price is going to go up or it's going to go down. And so one of those two is going to happen. I've never had that technique actually ever falter. It's always worked. Always, every single time when I saw that, the stock price either goes up or down. And it's never any other scenario other than that. So it has 100% flaws. Again, you can find that in the course. So, if you want to make money about, like, I don't know, some people might say that after they take my course, they make 300% per minute. But, others, I'd say it's a little bit more modest, like 30% per day. But yeah, I'll let it speak for itself. So anyways, going off of some other stuff we saw the earnings. You guys are going to see the Intel video tomorrow. Now we're talking serious. So I already pre-recorded that on Sunday. Sundays when I had time to actually record some videos. And so I took advantage of that. I stayed up until about 1 a.m. and recorded some videos. My morning self didn't like me for doing that. And just to be kind of telling you guys, just in case you don't see my comment on the last meta video. So it actually was, by the way, just so everyone's clear, the title of this video is a complete joke because, that's how you can grow on YouTube. Just talk about stimulus updates. There is no stimulus update that I have for you, just so you're clear. So if you're here for that, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, you can leave. It's okay. There's a surprise, April Fools. Anyways, no, it's not even. What month are we in? I'm just kidding. I'm not that far gone. So where was I going with this? Enough of the dragon BS. So Intel's coming out tomorrow. Meta video. You probably saw that there was an error going on. That actually is an error from Google Sheets. So I was checking in the back end and I was like, okay, why is the number frozen? For some reason, the number was frozen. You probably see scenarios 4 and 5. It was reading the correct number. So that's why it was printing out the right wording, buy or don't buy or sell. Not sell, don't buy. And it just for some reason was frozen on the number. Can't explain why, because as soon as I put in the other ticker, it was fine. So it's working again. I had no idea what was going on with Google Sheets. But anyways, let's see here. This is what happens when you study 12 hours a day for the CPA. Yeah, again, I don't think this is actually how it's meant to be done. But I got to say, I think it's doable. Honestly, I think it's doable. After this, I'm gonna be that older guy that just says that you can't complain. Back in my day, things were hard. Now you just like put a chip in your brain and just learn. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Maybe what if that's the way in the future? I'm not that far gone. What's the view? Oh gosh, yeah. Man, but I'm uncultured, man. Do you need to learn Neo? Okay, Neo price predictions. Well, this is basically what you should do. So let's first look at VU. Or the SPY. So let's look at VU here. So VU, how did VU do? Okay, so VU is up about 4.34%. And if we take a look at NEO, NEO is actually up 4.29%. So just to revisit, 4.34%. So we actually would have been better off, buying VU in this case. But remember, the 5-day is the most important part of the chart to actually pay attention to. This is where all the real money is made. This whole this 5Y symbol, who cares about that? If you're paying attention to this, you're a sucker. You've been conned. You shouldn't really be paying attention to that stuff. Or that MAX. I forgot what that abbreviation even means. MAX probably stands for something fancy, but the 1Y and the 5Y, that's where the suckers get pulled into. It's the 5D that you really want to pay attention to. But yeah, okay, you guys can't tell I'm obviously joking, but just in case someone new joins, they're like, "Wow, who is this guy? Is he serious?" Pinterest is mooning after hours. I mean, Pinterest is a company we talked about in the past, not positively, so I'm clearly dumb, but yeah, Pinterest is up 21.01% after hours. I imagine maybe something about maybe users are good, maybe are they monetizing better, because that's a problem they've been having. All these platforms like Snapchat's having a problem with monetization. I mean, Snapchat, how are they doing? They probably still destroyed, but let's pull them up. Snapchat is still $9. You can actually appreciate the absolute destruction they've experienced over the past month. And over the year to date, they're down 79.52%. So just absorb that, suckle that in. ADM earnings review would be great. Capital Minds. Okay, yeah, we can look over Archer Daniels Midland. So Archer Daniels Midland is a family favorite, you could say. I don't own any in my portfolio, but I have exposure through my lovely wife. And so she has... I mean, her portfolio actually last week, funnily enough, was probably doing really good. Yeah, because I'm looking at Archer Daniels. Archer Daniels is going back up to its all-time highs again. It's still decently far off. The all-time highs were about 95. So Archer Daniels, if I actually see kind of what they reported, Midland Stock Accelerates, I don't care about that. How are margins? That's actually something I'd be paying attention to. I mean, revenue was up like 20%, but I wouldn't really camp down on that. Let's see. I really want to pay attention to what the margins were. Just want a quick glance at these margins. Yeah, they're up. Okay, whatever. Okay, so they are upping their share repurchase program. I did see whispers about that. I think it's like they're increasing it by about $1 billion, something like that. So that's great for the company. Returning more capital to shareholders, taking advantage of that cash cow-like entity that they are. They have good pricing power, so the margins is probably what did surprise, if I had to guess. Yeah, it doesn't matter on that. I just want to see their margins, man. Just show me the margins. Show me the gross margins in the most recent report. That's what I'm looking for. You're going to force me to go in there? If you force me to go in there, I swear. All right, but okay, they beat estimates. I already knew that. Whatever. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's see here. Let me go into transcript. All right, here we go. I'll just go into it. Let me go to the income statement. Revenues to gross profit. Yeah, margins are actually up nicely. Year on year, gross profits are up. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what we were kind of expecting, or what I expected to read out of this. Based off of the performance of the stock afterwards. It's like margins are doing pretty good. They're actually handling inflation quite well. They're growing nicely. Who knew necessities-based business is going to do well in these times? So show us what you're looking at. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. So I actually I clicked on one of the first links available. Here you go. So I just literally looked at this. I was looking through this quickly. Okay, let's see through here. Comcast, any thoughts? Okay, so Comcast, I'll get to that. Let me actually pull up your comments because I need to remember to do that. Oh, wait, let me actually continue. Fabio, do you think that potentially low oil price can hurt LYB and CE? Well, I mean, their input costs are going to be coming down. That's a benefit, but some aspects of it, yeah, because they have some businesses that do benefit from that. But overall, no, I think it's to the benefit. What we really want to make sure is that at the end, aggregate demand isn't really collapsing, or there isn't some sort of shock on that front from the economy. So that's actually, I think, what investors were really concerned about, not necessarily lower oil prices, but if lower oil prices are coming because the economy's not going to do so hot, that's where things I'd be more concerned. But their input costs for a lot will go down. Okay, talk about engulfing candles, bruh. No, it's all about the dinosaurs, really. So Did you give some Brazilian cocoa? Did you wife give you some Brazilian? No, she did not give. Well, she makes brigadeiro here and there, and it's so good. If you guys don't know what brigadeiro is, you're missing out. Those of you who are Brazilian know exactly what that is, and it's a beautiful, tasty chocolate. Fabio, what do you think about Meet Kevin? Is he okay? What do you mean by is he okay? I can answer this question. I have no qualms about answering questions like this whatsoever. But what do you mean by is he okay? Is he okay as in like, do I think he's good? Or do you think, or are you asking me from the perspective of, is he healthy or is he, doing okay? That would help me give me some context for that question. I already see some Brazilian or Portuguese comments in Portuguese coming in. All right. So what's a snap, get reverse split? LOL. Yeah. All right. So here we go. So some questions. So you say after the dyno head, the stock goes up or down, but what happens when the stock stays flat? So, if it stays flat, what that means is we're still in dyno head. So I'm still always right. So, either the stock goes up or down or we stay in dyno head. But there in no way, shape, or form is that, you're trying to get me, but it's a flawless strategy. Like you can't get it wrong. All right. Capital Mindset done Fabio about BVM, Evo Payments. Any insights? Oh, Evo Payments. I mean, let me actually pull them up. I don't really know much about Evo Payments. Are they an acquirer? Oh gosh, they're up 23% today. Let's see. Oh, because they got acquired by Evo Payments. Okay, that's why. I misunderstood what you said. I've literally been not paying attention to the stock market today, so I've been too focused on this book here. But yeah, okay, they're getting acquired by that. Thoughts on the acquisition? No, I think I'd trust on preliminary look. I'd probably trust GPN's judgment on this. They've been a serial acquirer, and most of their acquisitions have been very accretive. It's not more than likely. It is a tuck-in acquisition because it's within the realm of what they do. So I'm not really concerned about it too much. I kind of, again, trust GPN's management. If I would have to look into it deeply to kind of see how this acquisition is really going to benefit the operations. But I imagine that it's going to be pretty much a tuck-in acquisition, a lot of synergies, et cetera, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, but that's my just preliminary thoughts on that. Okay, what are your thoughts on Amazon earnings? I mean, they were much better than what people were expecting. They kind of showed that, yeah, we're just a fantastic company. We don't really care about what's going on in the markets. I mean, let's keep that in mind. We had a decent amount of negative pessimism going into the earnings. We had, for example, overbuilding concerns in the previous earnings report. That was the prevailing thought among the analyst crowd, among retail investors. Oh, they overbuilt a lot of warehouses, et cetera, and this overinvestment is not good for the business. So going forward, what's going to happen? They're basically saying, well, we're growing well, we're guiding well, even though cloud margins were down, which I didn't like, but it is what it is. I mean, you have a lot of competition. Like we've been talking about Amazon for quite some time. There's, it's a good. That video is really old, but there's a really old video on Capital Mindset. It's not old relative in the grand scheme of things, but for this channel, it's very old. And it was kind of using Amazon as a case study as why it gets it wrong. First one that, again, back then in that video, we talked about how Amazon isn't a retail company. And so you want to pay attention to other aspects of the business. But a lot of retail investors still think of Amazon as a retail company, even though, you even see a bunch of investor interviews. They'll still always talk about one key component as being far above the rest. Amazon has a lot of other growing components like their advertising division, but their cloud division is by far and away the most profitable segment. Well, no, advertising is actually more profitable, but the cloud is the largest contributor to the profits currently. And let me be precise in the wording there. But yeah, so all in all, the competition is strong. We have Google Cloud kind of picking up steam. AWS is kind of that cheaper version of Azure. They also, AWS and Google Cloud are moving in kind of the same direction with the new architecture, while Azure's kind of trying to play around with like the old or maintaining the old legacy stuff. But we'll see how that pans out, because for now, that's not really a problem. That's more like a problem that 5 or 4 years down the road. But yeah, that's my thoughts there. Not too shabby, not too shabby. They're doing good. They're doing good. Low oil price equals sustained demand and good margin. So that's the so Nash is actually probably talking about the industrial. So like I said, input costs, and you also want to remember all the stuff we talked about with how necessities actually harm discretionary spend, and that the consumer at some point will reject those. So we want actually to see oil prices come down. So the market's correcting itself naturally. Who knew commodities don't go up forever? Who knew? So it's a vastly different situation. Venezuela, my home country, versus United States, like completely two different scenarios that you have before you. So it's not that, prices just go up forever in the United States for a variety of reasons, but we won't really get into that here. Let's see here. Hey, man. Long time no talk. Yeah, I know it's been crazy. It really has been. So I'm trying to get back in the I'm not back to normal, but any chance that I do get, I like to hop on here and talk to you guys. So let's see here, some more questions. I have a video coming out still tomorrow morning. When I have time to make videos, I'll just make a bunch and I'll set them to release, and that's the best I can really do, because otherwise it's absolutely nuts. Capital Mindset, what do you think about quitting investing videos and new content I've been posting as of 5 minutes ago? What? Oh, okay. You want me to shout you out. That's basically what that means. So Cole is very shameless with his requests for a shout out. So we're going to go to investing with Cole. What the heck? What are you posting?
Welcome to hell.
Okay, I'm not. Okay, so check out his new video, Answer the Riddle from the Devil, I guess. There you go. That's technically like a promotion of sorts. All right, so he's deceased. Fabio, what's your opinion on everything money? Kingdom of Finance, you are trying to fish. You're trying to fish, okay? You're trying to fish things out of me. So, what I'd say about them is, I'll just be blunt. So they more than likely already know how I feel. But before, I had mainly criticisms with their level of analysis, the quality of the analysis and that stuff. And that was just surface level. So, that's fine. That's healthy. Disagreement is healthy. And also their product. While I had varying qualms, open qualms about the quality of the product, I wouldn't call it to that level a scam, so to speak. Because I would say that, maybe you think it is a good product. Everyone has the right to develop a product, sell it. If the market is willing to pay for it and they think it's a good product, and then someone else thinks it's a bad product, that's a discussion that people can have. And, that's like going on Amazon and seeing something has low stars because they say it's a low quality product and some other person thinks it's a great quality product for the price. So that's just healthy disagreement. Where I began to have a big concern, and if you're seeing this, or if they're seeing this, what I would say is the other tiers are very questionable in terms of quality and probably enter the realm of grift. And there's a lot of people like, you're not going to get far, or I don't think you'll get far. Maybe life will reward you and spite me in that sense, but I don't think you're going to get that far making money or bringing about success by doing that to people, because I think you're going to develop a lot of enemies. So try to provide value. So what I'm saying with that, the call to action in this statement is to, how about you get rid of that? How about you focus just solely on the product? And, if you're going to provide that service, how about this? I have a great idea. So if you provide a service where you're basically giving people or telling people what to buy, or what they probably should buy, or maybe, things that they should think about buying, or techniques to buy. And if you're selling this service and this is the promise you're making to your customer, maybe show like an audited, results, just maybe. And then if you're watching this and you're thinking about purchasing that, maybe you should also request that. Right? It's fine. It's different for, you find some schmuck on YouTube, and schmuck may be the wrong term. Let's say it nicely. You find a guy who's passionate about trading on YouTube, and he's providing the information essentially completely for free in terms of his opinion, and you're basically going on a journey with him. I wouldn't say that guy has to necessarily have anything to prove it. He can do whatever he wants. But if the guy starts selling you a service where he's saying, hey, you pay me money and I teach you these tricks to make money, you probably should ask him like, hey, if you're going to be my teacher in this, can you show me results? It's kind of like akin to when I taught or when I tutored SAT or did SAT and ACT tutoring. My clients would ask me, well, what was your score, right? And you would show them the scores so that they know when you're teaching their child or the teenagers, when you're teaching their teenagers, that they're being taught by someone who performed well in those exams, that maybe that translates to, their child performing well in those exams as well. Very similar, but people, I guess, sometimes with money don't do it. So that's my quick and dirty opinion. Trying to be, diplomatic, but yeah, it could get a little worse than that. All right, thoughts on China. Oh, wait, I have to introduce Fuhat. Fuhat, yes, it is good lasagna. Yes, Fuhat. My name is Fabio. I'm Italian, so we eat some lasagna. Thoughts on China? Yes, thoughts on China. So China, I've been very critical in the past. Actually, there was one point in time where this channel was perhaps known entirely for its criticisms of China. I know for a fact, for example, some of the subs back then were sharing my videos on China in other Discord servers because I was kind of negative. I was pretty negative on China. And so I made like a vow not to talk too much more about China until if they recover. So it's not like me kicking them while they're down. All that I had needed to say about China has already been said. They exist on the YouTube channel for all to see when they so desire. Well, I don't promote the videos, except for, I guess now this is somewhat promotion, but I don't really get anything out of it besides maybe like a penny for you watching it. But yeah, I have videos on China, and you can go on the content library and just see them all, going back from the beginning all the way to the end. So yeah, my thoughts on China is they have their issues. They have some issues now that are coming out into the mainstream media that weren't really being talked about back then. Too much among circles, but I guess now people are talking about it more and more and more. Now there's the whole threat of delisting from the United States, which from the very beginning was the only risk I saw. I saw the risk coming from the United States delisting, not China delisting. There's no reason why the Chinese would actually want to delist those entities or force them out of the capital markets of a foreign country, because it's basically free money to them. But there was still a very valid risk potential that the United States was. And just because you buy it in Hong Kong doesn't mean you circumvent the structure. If you don't know what the structure is, yeah, you're in for a big rabbit hole. But most of you guys know what the structure is. So when I say the word structure, Meet Kevin is batch crazy. I'd probably agree. I'd probably agree with that. Wait for. Did you enjoy that fun clip I sent you? Which fun clip, Sam Beers? Which fun clip is that? Maybe you go by a different alias in a different platform, but I have enjoyed some clips, yes. Think to invest. I bought some Sierra Metals based on technical platform. I don't see any serious bankruptcy risk on the balance sheet. What do you think about it? Sierra Metals, SMTS. I mean, it's just going to be a quick look. This is not an endorsed. Let me see. So let me actually just go on there. All right, let's see this guy. I mean, it's a commodities-based company, so it's already kind of like. All right, let's go foreign-based entity. Let's go on the. Let's go here. Okay, I'm just gonna go straight to the balance sheet and try to see. You know what's also funny is the going back to EM, they're starting to delete some of their old articles, which I found funny. But a lot of people who, again, they've slighted in the past, they just save them. So I don't really know why they do that. It's no point in actually getting rid of them. But yeah, they're going to get out anyways. I think if anything, it just draws more attention to them, because now, for example, I probably wouldn't have mentioned it had you not started deleting the articles. And now here I am talking about it. But yeah, just that was my last thought there. All right, so I'm just looking quickly at just how much debt they have. But the problem is, what you really have to be focusing on, Think to Invest, is an analysis on the underlying commodity. Like, where's that going? So if you're peaking out, okay, so you see right here, are they having negative cash flows? I think they have negative cash flows. Are they doing some serious investments right now? Because that's something. Ooh, yeah. I mean, with this guy, this is when I'd put this for me in the too difficult bucket category. It's a micro cap, so I don't even know how the way they raise capital is probably going to be something also I'd probably pay attention to, like the details. The details are very important here. I mean, it's really small. Like this is something I wouldn't really even, for me, touch. But if you have an edge, like you understand something better about this company than I see right now though they have a decent amount of debt in the form of liabilities. So let me actually see if I can find precisely what this is without spending too much time. If it takes me too much time to find it, I'm going to move on. But just quickly here looking. Let's see here. Yeah, I'd probably take a quick dive to see what are all these liabilities on the balance sheet, because I'm seeing a decent amount, and for the size of the company. So yeah, that's my quick thoughts. Quick thoughts. It's not like detailed thoughts, but all right. I know we're talking about Brazilian stuff. What do you think about StoneCo? Have you looked at it? Yeah, I've looked at it. Didn't like it at the time. There was a lot of currency risk. I think the company is actually way down from that video, but I have a video on it, so you can go check the video out. Oh my gosh, that's not it. STNE, I know, is the ticker. Okay, so StoneCo's at $9.42. So yeah, it has not had a good year. Actually, I think the stock prices might not have fallen too much from when I talked about it. But what you have to worry about as an American investor, as a foreign investor, is the cross currency risk, because you're investing in dollars. So yeah, take that into consideration, because this company is based in Brazil and has the Brazilian real or reais, and so you want to pay attention to that risk as well. Another thing you want to pay attention to is governance risk. Understand that the culture differences in terms of business, you could say morality, it might be different a little bit. Just talk to a Brazilian and they'll tell you all about it. So yeah, and also consider the fact that the way this company is structured, and they actually even tell you this, is so that you basically don't have much recourse if you were to try to sue them. So it's a little bit of a red flag there. Again, it's not the first time. I know that this is being brought up maybe because Berkshire Hathaway has a very small holding in this, and Berkshire Hathaway has a holding in a bunch of companies that I wouldn't agree with. But yeah, that's neither here or there. So I was asked last time about HPQ at some point, and how the video I made on HPQ around when Buffett was buying. I didn't really like HPQ. So, but that's a market, differing opinions, and everyone kind of takes it with their own grain of salt. Thoughts on Blackstone? They recently had earnings. So Blackstone actually showed strong resilience. They were able to raise a ton of capital in a difficult time period. And some of these thoughts were echoed by a lot of the subscribers in the Discord, because some of them are investors in Blackstone or BlackRock even. But Blackstone, to stick to it, is a basically like a private equity REIT, so to speak. They have a huge exposure to real estate. Absolutely. I like the company. It's a company that I would probably add at some point at the right price. It's maybe I would even consider kind of like a legacy company, one of those rare ones that you can maybe hold on for your life. Well, of course, you have the not capital, but the risk, political risk, essentially. They're the crosshairs. You have governments around the world probably not looking too nicely at some of these companies, thinking that they're buying up all the land and stuff. But that's neither here nor there. Thoughts on the lack of lasagna? I mean, we have a lasagna shortage, but we'll fix it. Supply chains will correct themselves. Popular YouTube stock, StoneCo. Okay, so yeah, I kind of talked about this just now, but yeah, Vale, Vale, you're going to have to be, again, paying attention to the commodity more than anything. It's going to look cheap, but keep in mind it's cyclical. Vale is a very popular Brazilian stock because of the dividends. They have a dividend policy, I think, of about 50%. It's 50% of earnings or 50% of EBITDA. I forget. But yeah, again, remember that cross-currency risk. You still discount Twitch? What? Discount Twitch? What do you mean discount Twitch? I mean, not go on Twitch? Maybe. I don't know. If I send you a tier list of all the scammers, can you make a tier list? Yeah. That'll be kind of fun. Guys, Cole's new short video is one of the greatest videos in YouTube history. Oh, look at that. We're pumping you up even more, Cole. Big muscly perv. First of all, great name. Portfolio update. Well, it'd be very boring update because nothing has happened. I pretty much sold contracts last week. I don't share options too much, except when I just now freaking mentioned it. But so I sold some contracts last week on AGRD. I shared some of the not shared some of the, I shared the photo of the execution in the brokerage to people in the free Discord just to talk about it. But basically, like it's selling options is on a case-by-case basis, opportunity by opportunity, change by month. And it turns out, hindsight, or not hindsight, but I guess we can talk about it because it's going to turn out good. So this is a good moment to kind of do a case study. You can't replicate this trade, so it's not like I can. I don't think it's necessarily irresponsible to do this, so it's fine. But yeah, AGRD is the company I sold contracts on. Sold contracts, did not buy contracts. Sold contracts, and yeah, I can. Let me quickly pull up this photo. Where did I put it? Because I didn't delete it yet. Where are you at? Here we go. Yeah, I blocked out a lot of the numbers that, like my account information, stuff like that. But this is what it basically looks at like on my end. Oh yeah, you guys can see now the sides of the screen. I don't have the green screen up. Ooh, it's now been revealed the executive bathroom has been a green screen the entire time. All right, so let me see. So I have this posted here. All right, let me keep this enlarge this, and yeah, you guys should be able to see this. All right, cool. So yeah, this is basically it. This is what it would look like. So it sells and stuff. So I have a strike price of 45, and I sold some contracts on AGRD. And generated some income. So what I did with that, we won't discuss numbers. You guys can figure it out if you really want to. But basically what I took that money and I bought some Meta. That's basically it. That's the portfolio update. I bought some Meta, and then I took the rest of the money and put it away in a savings account for taxes. So the government can take its cut because the government wants its money. And so now what basically happens, and so this is the case study part. So is this situation good or bad for me? Well, my goal was to, and it expires in August 15th, by the way. I should have mentioned that too when I had the picture up. So it expires in August 15th, and it was done last week. So what do I want? What is my end goal? Well, I would prefer if I could keep the shares, keep the premium, and just leave it like that. And then so I can realize still the longer term potential that I believe that Airjet Rocketdyne can provide. But, right, I can keep that premium. And HRD, I think, is still up in the portfolio, by the way, even though it's down 7.21%. This is the second time that I've done this exact trade, by the way. I have a video on that trade, actually on the channel. I do the same thing. I show, like, the broker statements. I, on purpose, by the way, I won't even show the video. You guys can find it. But I, on purpose, have very terrible thumbnail. And very terrible title, because it's a video that if you wanted to watch it, you can go watch it, but it's not like going to be clickbait. I think I make fun of clickbait titles because I have like a very ironic title on that video. Something, I think it's like clickbait, blah, 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 money printing, blah. And then the thumbnail has something innovation, something that majority of people would look at it on the side and say like, oh, that's stupid. I'm not going to click on that. And it worked because I think it got like 400-ish views on it. It could have been easy just to show like a passive income. This is how you do it. But that's stupid and irresponsible, and you shouldn't even think of options that way. But yeah, so that's basically what happened with this. And there was a weird confusion because I didn't even know why. I'm not going to pick on that person, but this would have been bad if someone had bought calls on this. If you buy calls on this and this happened to you, yeah, this is not good. But it's for the seller of the contract, in which case that's the majority of what I typically like to do. I don't really like to be on the buying side of the call. I like to actually be on the selling side of the call. Or I'll say it's not. That's a weird way of putting it technically. I think it depends, but more often than not, I find myself selling calls than buying calls. That's actually the more accurate way of saying it. So with Airjet Rocketdyne here, this is actually good, but I didn't even find out about this until I saw you guys talking about it in the Discord. I was like, oh, okay, it's down. So we're good. We're happy. All right, so that's basically the portfolio update. Please, can you explain the Triceratops triple top again? Oh gosh, send me the photo, and I can definitely talk about it. So send me the photo on Discord, and I'll literally bring it up, and we'll go over it again. Okay. Oh, boom. Okay, thank you for sending me the tier list thing. All right, cool. So I can do that. All right, what are your neck patterns doesn't mean it's overvalued. So the neck patterns actually means that we're probably forming ahead, and it means that we're either undervalued or overvalued. I'm telling you, it's a foolproof strategy. Like, you're never wrong. So when you see the neck forming, it's either undervalued or it's overvalued. Okay, so I keep seeing the lasagna comments. Don't worry, I'll get to it, Fuhat. Watch Cole's new video and react, please. You know what? We keep pumping Cole's channel. We're going to pump him even more. Cole, you're going to get pumped here today by my massive audience. I may not have a massive audience, but I have the best audience. All right, so let's see here. We're all kind of like very close in that respect. Okay, so I'll pull it up. This shorts.
Well,
don't talk, Cole. Shh, don't talk yet, Cole. We'll unpause you in a second. All right, so this is Cole's YouTube channel, Investing with Cole.
You are a piece of
go away. Go away.
Welcome to hell.
There we go.
It's me, the devil. Oh man, I'm dead now, and I'm in hell, and now I have to solve the devil's riddle, or else I have to stay in hell. But if I get it right, then I get to go to heaven. It's me, the devil, again. Here's the riddle. What's 6 inches long, really hard, and has nuts on it, and girls put it inside of them? Oh man, this is a really tough riddle. Is it a Snickers bar? Yes, I mean, you got the riddle right, so now you've won the game. Oh boy, I sure am glad I'm in heaven now. This is much better than hell, because I don't want to be in that place. Thanks for watching. Welcome to hell.
Wow, okay, that's actually pretty freaking good. That is pretty freaking... that actually, the comedy is very akin to Rick and Morty. Like that. Cole, were you drunk doing this? Were you incapacitated? Could you have driven a car in Florida? Could you have driven a car in Florida? That was basically just... I mean, the joke of the Snickers was a little on the nose, but like overall, like I get it. Like, but I just want to know, were you actually like incapacitated or drunk, so to speak? But yeah, that was cool. All right, so you have been pumped, my friend. All right, so what do you think about AGRD earnings? I literally have not even taken a look at AGRD's earnings. Literally, I just finished work. I was on a call, and then I was like, you know what? I'm in the same vibe. Let's go do a live stream. That's basically it. With this stuff that I'm basically they got me doing is I really don't have time to even listen to an earnings report. I have to look at like the summary of it. But yeah, I can't imagine my thesis really has changed on AGRD. Anyways, a lot of those contracts I'm pretty much stuck on. It's on the vast majority of my positions, so I can't sell it anyway until the 15th. By the way, that's the risk involved. So if there is something terrible, yeah, you could call that position screwed. But thankfully, it's not the largest holding. So by any stretch of the imagination. But let me see. Let me just like quickly see, because I might as well. Okay, so revenue down 5.1%. That's fine. It's nature of the business, really. They have their backlog still growing. Press release, it's fine. With a company like this, you got to be careful. Okay, earnings miss, revenue decline. The margins are what are going to be a bit more important to me because they don't really have as much leeway as you might think in terms of negotiation. I bet you there's some talk about... They just got through their fight with the CEO and whatever that guy was. What was the guy's name? Elliot or Eileen Drake, I know is the name of the CEO, but there was another guy who was trying to fight the company, or he was trying to fight the CEO in proxy battle. It's probably, here's the name. Liechtenstein. Yeah, Liechtenstein. So that's who she was fighting. She won. So good for her. She I guess deserved it, but yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Thanks for doing another live. But anytime, I love doing these lives. This effer ain't about lasagna. I am about the lasagna. I'm not eating lasagna right now, though. What do you think about Paul's many companies that he runs all by himself? You're trying to fish information out of me, I swear. Oh, this is different. It's not for me. Bro, video just dropped That video just dropped my IQ. Wait, what? Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, sorry. I thought you said Vale investing. I was like, they promoted Vale. What's your opinion on financial education, Jeremy? So Jeremy is a person who he invests in he invests in companies that have strong revenue growth, and basically he has a business that focuses on helping investors or new investors figure out how to invest with varying degrees of success. And I'd say there's plenty of content on YouTube that talks about that to more detail. And he has a fascination with vegan food companies. Like Beyond Meat, Tattooed Chef is, I think, his most famous one. He also had some fascination with digital brokerages, particularly Voyager Digital. And, he has some investments like Walgreens Boots Alliance that he's held on to, and, some other investments. He has a decent amount of investments, but he's just he's a regular old Joe. But yeah, so I can't talk too much about it because I'm getting paid about $2,000 a month. So it was that easy to bribe. No, I'm kidding. With financial education, Jeremy, you're gonna get like the I guess you could call him the OG guy here on YouTube or Finance YouTube. He is the spawner of, I guess, many YouTube channels. I can even say that this channel is probably, to some respect, even exists because of him, because of my ex co-host Austin used to watch Financial Education Jeremy, and I thought the information was rather meh, and so here we are. This is Capital Mindset, here to go. And he's been in this game for quite some time, has questionable results here and there during a good market, and kind of thought about his strategy has changed ever since Tesla, to the most part, and thought that it could be replicated to a certain degree. There are, questions, concerns whether or not there were pump and dump schemes. No, legal or definitive proof on that, but just a lot of evidence back and forth kind of showing that potentially there may have been, may not have been some, actions done on behalf of some people within his Discord or whatever. And some interesting moments. There's, very good food company, Avant Brands, some ones here and there. So I wouldn't ask my little sister, to watch the show. If I had kids, I would tell them not to really learn from him, but it's a free platform. You can do what you want. You can watch his content. But yeah. For Capital Mindset, lots of my girlfriends are addicted to buying clothes on Revolve. Oh yeah, my wife's like all about Revolved. It's weird. But I'm gonna ignore the a lot of my girlfriends part. I'm just gonna glance over that, and it's just automatically assumed, Michael, that you are a Chad. Well, I don't know if you're a chick and you just mean, or maybe you're a dude and you have female friends, but let's just pretend for a moment that these are your many females, and you're commenting on their spending habits, all that you're paying for, by the way. You forgot to mention that. So I don't know why they keep going onto that site, new packages every week. Yeah. Oh, okay. So like literally new packages every week. So it's showing up at your house. Yeah. All the girlfriends live with you. I've looked at their business. My wife was actually invested in them a while ago. She's no longer invested in them, but she made a lot of money on that investment. And I haven't taken a look at them recently. I'd have to actually ask her how she still feels about it, but I'm pretty sure she still feels great about the products that they do sell. I think it's actually more on the expensive side, but that's my opinion. I'm a dude, so I don't really, this shirt that I'm wearing right now, because I'm home, I don't know how cheap this is, but this is really cheap shirt. I don't really need much. As long as I'm working from home, it's fine. And I'd even tell you, like, I'll go to the grocery stores in sweatpants. I really don't care. I really could not give a shit. Like, if you're like someone who cares what someone else is wearing any given time period, I was like, okay, cool, dude. All good for you. I understand in a work environment, like I'm not gonna show up in like this shirt or sweatpants. Never. You know, if I own the office, yeah, that's a different story. That's a flex. That's like, hey, I can come whenever I want and whatever I want. So where's my stimmy? Yeah, I see that joke. I'll cut to that. Capital Mindset, what do you think of MO being a G? You guys are just fishing everything out, possibly. What do you think about Mo being a genius? I thought you were saying the stock MO, which is Altria, by the way. So here I go. Being a genius who can get 1% per... Did he actually say that? Did he actually say that? If he did, my gosh, that's nuts. Yeah, so apparently he has a hedge fund or ran a hedge fund or whatever. I don't know. 1% per day is well worth the Patreon. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so they don't even teach risk management, which is the most important thing for day trading. Well, absolutely. If you are going to engage in day trading, well, any kind of investment, risk management is important. I'm Gundar from Discord. I was joking. LOL. What were we saying, Andrew? I'm trying to see what you said before that we were joking about, because now I'm curious. Well, I guess, you see, that's the thing. The chat's active. I'm very grateful that the chat's very active. There it is. Oh, hey, long time no talk. Yeah. That is a joke. Okay, in summary, do you buy the dip? Yeah. Okay, I am so far behind. I'm sorry, I'm skipping over some questions. If I skip over your question, please. Grab Holdings. Grab Holdings. What the heck is Grab Holdings? Never heard of this company. All right. I'll quickly just look at what Grab Holdings is. But then I'm going to skip over to the front of the chat because this is a live stream. The purpose of a live is for me to... What the heck, dude? Is this Grab Holdings? It is a $2 stock. It is down about, since IPO, 75%. I mean, maybe there's some value here. I have no idea. I don't even know what this thing does. Enterprise offerings through its mobile application. Oh, okay. This is a foreign company in Singapore. Trucking. Okay. So it's a trucking company? I mean, yeah, maybe there's some value in there. That would almost deserve its own video or to talk about. Let me actually move myself. Let me make myself much larger. Or where can I put myself? Can I put myself here? Is that a good place? And then move this over here to this side. Yeah, I think that's fine. That's a better visualization. Okay, so apologize if I go over your question. I'm sincerely sorry. It's just I let the chat get way too ahead of me. So I'm going to try to skip towards the front. Fabio got bribed by Jeremy. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. That's what happens. 2K. There we go. Colas hilarious. Are you doing? I am going to do a review on GPN earnings. That is one of the things I'm getting to as I catch up to last week's earnings. Because why would I not do a review on Google's earnings? Google's my largest holding, or has been, for now probably like over a year. It's been my largest holding. Not because I added to Google. It's because I was selling other stocks. But yeah. Cool. Okay, so I got to catch up. Okay, so let's see here. What are people saying? GPN, are you going? Yes, I'm going to. Oh, I already answered your question. You asked it again. Yeah, so if I skipped over your question, apologize. Just ask it again and I'll get to it. Capital Mindset, you discount Twitch as revenue since you don't see it gets Twitch, for God's sakes, Peter Lynch type shit. Are you saying like I don't count Twitch as revenues in Amazon's earnings? Not really, no. That's kind of like a call option. I mean, it's a platform that YouTube, they're going to compete heavily. Like, look where I'm doing a live stream right now. I think it just depends on what type of content you're trying to produce. I mean, I went on Twitch for just a moment, and you know how you go on Twitch and it recommends you like the most watched things? I was kind of shocked and kind of, how do you say, weirded out by the things I saw that were number one. But yeah, like there's like this guy. I'm very uncultured, guys. Like, seriously, I don't know what the heck's going on out there. Like this Hassan guy who's some sort of like socialist or whatever, and I just popped in the stream for a second. I was like, what the heck's going on? And then he looks like he's decently well off, and it's weird. Okay, so funny thing is Uber owns part of Grab now. Interesting. So, I mean, Uber Platforms is a weird company. I'll tell you that. Like, it's a software company that has, but because it's how they account for their revenues. So when I do a video on Uber, I'll probably talk about those accounting details because I think it's an interesting case study. Honest opinion about MS, America's Financial Apocalypse. I can't really speak on it too much, man. But if you guys really want a book review, it's something I could probably do. Um, but yeah, if you really want a book review, I could figure out some book review at some point. Uh, IMDb financials in mode. Have you done a deeper dive? Financials are GOAT levels, but ironically, that's what makes the people skeptical. It's not only that; it's they have some interesting kind of business strategies that they implement. So the market's discounting it for good reason. So they have these products. There's some issues kind of on the operational side. It's not like all sunshine and rainbows. If it was, it wouldn't be the price that it is. So yeah, I've looked at it a little bit, to be honest. Fabio, can we create a new term for EM buying crappy companies with huge problems? I mean, some of you guys are way more creative. Like I didn't come up. Like if Joseph, if you're watching this live stream for whatever reason, first of all, why are you watching this live stream? It's a much smaller YouTube channel. Go do something better. Second, I didn't come up with the term Joseph Bubbleson. I can't take credit for that. I don't have that kind of creativity. That's among you guys out there. You guys did that. So I would probably say that you guys would probably easily come up with a name for Everything Money as well. But yeah, since they're actually polar opposites, in my personal opinion, it shouldn't be too hard. It's kind of like instead of Bubbleson, it would be like something completely different. But the name doesn't flow as well as the Bubbleson does. But yeah, I imagine you guys would be very creative in that. Fabio, did you know Osama bin Laden's largest holding was Boeing? Oh my gosh. Also make my tier list. Oh my gosh. Check on the one of the planes in New York. Was that true? All right. Can you look at Clover? My friend keeps shilling it to me. Shilling it. So is he like? All right. So CLO or Clover? Oh, Clover. Okay, but the thing already with Clover is it's one of these like SPAC plays that was just dumped on retail. So, no. Short answer, no. These are a lot of these SPACs are like the rejects of funds, basically, where they basically had to SPAC in order to raise capital because they couldn't raise capital in any other way. It's different from a direct listing, but these are SPAC listings. So, Clover Health, I think, if I remember correctly, this was Chamath Palihapitiya, which, I'll take advantage and answer this question I received on the Discord about Chamath Palihapitiya's economic projections outlook. I have no idea if this individual should even have anything or any credibility left. In my personal opinion, it doesn't make much sense, right? I feel like he's shown himself to be someone who's a bit disingenuous in terms of what he does. They called himself the SPAC King back in the day. Don't forget that, by the way. I don't want anyone to have short memories. Don't have short memories like people had with Cathie Wood. Maintain these memories and then talk about it in the future. But he is one that had shown himself to be someone who, cared more obviously about himself than anyone else, even though he tried to portray himself as like the man of the people or whatever. So just on the basis that he was the one who brought this public, I think it was him. I mean, not for me. Not for me. That's really surface level, I know, but you'd probably be better off staying away from it. It's probably too hard anyway to find out what the intrinsic value is. What's everything morons? Dang. Okay. EM. I think that's what a lot of people already call them. The Seth Patreon tier for EM to making bad buys because it doesn't exist. Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't exist. Yeah, they should have one. Here's a question: how the fuck does something like Uber lose money? That's part of the questions that we've discussed in the videos that we have talked about Uber. So Uber is a software company. So intuitively, you'd be like, how are they not making money? All they're doing is facilitating the transactions. Sorry. And in reality, they're spending a lot on R&D. And in general administrative, but the general administrative is to be expected. If they didn't spend that much in R&D in the future, they could probably become profitable tomorrow. I think the CEO said that at one point. I think that's basically true. But for now, they're spending a crap ton on R&D. And that's basically drawing down and making them not profitable. Now, their gross margins look really poor is because of how they're accounting for the revenues or where the revenues are coming from. And then the gross profits are terrible, even though they're technically a software business, again, because of how they're accounting for the revenues. It's all devil's in the details there. My gosh, that is a very creative comment I'll get to. Thoughts on Lockheed Martin and Raytheon with Taiwan and China tensions? Sold Lockheed Martin earlier this year before the Russia invaded Ukraine. So you missed out on a little bit of gains there. So Lockheed Martin, Raytheon Technologies, I mean, those are going to be good, but those are going to be the obvious plays. So like the opportunity is probably not going to be in those per se. In military companies, I've had my like the best ones that have performed for me have been some of those smaller ones. But the thing is, talking about them or making dedicated videos is sometimes irresponsible because the risk is pretty decent. But if they get like you're in one of these smaller players and that gets like a contract for a part that will go in one of the ships or planes. There was one, I think they got bought out, so they don't exist anymore, and I forget their name now. Gosh darn it. But there would be a good case study. They developed like these holographic panels that would go into the newer iterations of the fighter jets. So it was pretty cool. But you'll find a bunch of little companies. Like something like HRD, don't discount them because, they'll sell a lot of rockets, right? A lot of missiles. So components to the other players, but they'll buy it from HRD. So remember that HRD wasn't allowed to merge with Lockheed Martin because of the concentration of power, basically, that Lockheed Martin would have. That was what they argued. So, yeah. Capital Mindset, Mr. Twitch hater, go look at the users and give me a reason why is the biggest streamer of Twitch. He dead. Since views more, he streams. Also, 200 limit is killing YouTube. There's a 200 limit. What is a 200 limit? I'm confused on that. I don't know anything about this, so help me out here. But I'm not a hater of Twitch. Capital Mindset, Mr. Hater of Twitch. Yeah, I don't know what the limit is that we were talking about. I might make a Twitch. Chamath is a degenerate. Yeah, he is. Everything but Paul's portfolio. Capital Mindset, how do you flavor your Valencian rat-flavored lasagna Maduro style? Just with some added dirt, I guess, at that point. Make a video sometime later by chance. Okay, so somewhere that Uber needs to go into self-driverless cars in order to become profitable. Just read somewhere that I don't think so. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but a large part of the margins or a large part of the revenue that they're recognizing is going to the drivers. So if they could eliminate the driver somehow, yeah, but they have to maintain the platform supremacy. But if there's driverless cars and there's other, systems that exist out there, like let's say hypothetically, like the Tesla system, that's going to be a big competitor. That's a big deal for them. Okay. But yeah. Train Dummy Fuha, what's up, buddy? Ford's 5-day chart. Guys, this is the most important chart ever. Remember, it's the 5D. I don't know what D stands for. You said day, but I don't know what that means. You ignore the 5Y. The 5Y, whatever Y means. We don't worry about that. We just care about the 5D. Anyways, so 5-dimensional. That's what it stands for. 5-dimensional. So the 5-day chart is up 21%. Absolutely amazing. Someone sent me a video that was like, who was talking about it? I think it was Mo was talking about Ford or something. Now I'm a hater of TikTok. Yeah. Fabio, thoughts on Bath and Body Works? Simple business, loyal customers, great products, but revenue and earnings. I remember Bath and Body Works only because they were a little play that I didn't have, but a friend of mine had, and it turned out pretty well. It was a major part of their portfolio. It was just a minor one of mine. So I'd say it's their play. And it was when they were L Brands. And so L Brands spun off their Victoria's Secret, et cetera, and they basically kept Bath and Body Works. So it has performed well when we were involved, but I don't know what it's been doing now. Let me actually find their ticker again, because I always forget. Bath and Body Works stock. Block. Yeah, so this is the company here. They're up 4.92%. All right, buy my course because I talked about it just now. But yeah, no, in all seriousness. The company, overall is good. By the way, this is back when they were considered L Brands. So they weren't actually Bath and Body Works back here. They were L Brands and they owned Victoria's Secret, Bath and Body Works, Pink, and That's it. And L Brands comes from the old company when it was called Limited. So they used to own Limited, and it had that old man CEO, whatever his name is, that is also involved with another old man who's no longer with us and deceased, that did a certain number of things that were questionable. Not questionable outright bad, but yeah, we can't talk about it. All right, so what do you think about WDB? Okay, so similar as always, that the market still has to digest the new company, the new entity. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. I think on the next quarter, we're going to see that maybe, hopefully, that the market kind of really gets the feel or an understanding for this business. I'm excited to actually see what they report because I want to see if I really want to add to the position. I mean, let's see what the stock price has been doing. Because I think from last time I checked, they have not really rallied along with the others. Well, Netflix among the streamers has just rallied tremendously, and I'm happy with that. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I would have maybe liked obviously own more. But I have Warner Bros. Discovery as well as a smaller holding within the portfolio, and this one has not done well. But it's more of like just watching. I might probably be interested in buying some more right before the earnings, but we'll see. I don't know when they report earnings. Gosh, I'm so lost right now. Okay, so let's see here. Capital Mindset, I'm not sure if you covered this. You see Pinterest. Yeah, I saw Pinterest. What a ridiculous run after hours after bad earnings. Activision has a run opportunity until $95. Don't think it will go more. So let's see what ATVI has been doing. But yeah, Pinterest, I talked about it a little bit. But basically, the earnings. Oh, yeah, geez, no. Activision Blizzard. I mean, Activision Blizzard's also a holding. This is a company that we were buying up in even 2021ish, and there was a late 2021ish, like around here, literally. I have old videos. You guys can go check it out. And we got really surprised that all of a sudden in a single day, the massive run up happened with Microsoft. So Microsoft helped us out there. But anyways, talking about Activision Blizzard, I do think the acquisition is actually going to go through. Now, the only risk that you pretty much have here is denial of the acquisition by the authorities, or so for some reason, Microsoft comes and says, we have a different deal. They pay the fee to, let's say break it up in that case, but they offer a lower price because they think 95 is too high. That could also happen. I'm not going to say that's impossible, but we got to pay attention. So let's see here. But the other question with Pinterest. Pinterest is a company I've not talked too favorably about because they are having trouble alongside with something like Snapchat with gosh darn it, Netflix, stop going up. I just noticed that Netflix is 226. I mean, whatever. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get the opportunity again, but or whatever. Maybe we'll. We probably will. So, anyways, we weren't talking about Netflix. Sorry, my eyes got distracted. So Pinterest is having trouble monetizing, similar to Snapchat. So whether or not they are able to correct that in the future, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it's like Pinterest. So like my wife will use Pinterest for inspiration and stuff like that, for decorations, for buying furniture and stuff, and she'll use that. But I mean, I've never been on Pinterest. I've never ever been on Pinterest, even though actually one time I did, because she was like dropping hints. You know how girls are, She was dropping hints like that. If I go on her Pinterest, I would see things that she likes, and that would be something to maybe, find inspiration to get her for her birthday. So that was back then. But yeah, that's the only time I think I've been on Pinterest. Okay, so are we in a recession or are we gaslighted? Your 2 cents. We're in a recession. Easy for me. I mean, because the thing is, I forget what live stream was, and even in videos, I said that we were going to get the official recession confirmation in July, and then they just slapped me in the face because they're like, yeah, we're not going to call it that. So I'm like, all right, cool. So that didn't age well technically, but I'll just say, because now if I say that, it ages well. So I'll say that in my personal opinion, we are in recession, but they're doing it for obvious reasons. It's a very tense year. It's an election cycle. There's the elections at the end of the second half. Can I blame them? No, it's like their job. It's like you don't want to get fired. So of course you're going to use semantics and stuff like that. And regardless if it was or wasn't your fault, you're going to get blamed. So yeah, yeah. I'm trying to be like super milquetoast fence sitter there, not trying to stir up the pot, bring politics in. Okay, so Kevin Days, we are in paper recession. Yeah. Oh, Kevin says, yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. Fabio, make the financial influencer tier list, por favor, carnal. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I got sent the stuff. WWE is one of the few companies that were up all year. Yeah, I mean, it's been a tough year for most companies. Thoughts on the Real Real? Well, my wife just bought a watch from the Real Real. So in that sense, I'll ask her what are her thoughts on it. She bought a I don't know if she wants me to say that out loud. She bought a watch on the Real Real. That's what I'll say. She just bought a watch. So it's like authenticated and all that jazz. And if you guys are watch collectors, by the way, you probably know that it's been the past couple of years has been a crazy time. Oh, you know what? I'll actually shout out my one of my really good friends here, because let me see this. So there's an Instagram if you're interested in watch collecting and stuff like that. He's a really good friend of mine, so I'm of course biased in saying this, but he's actually I mean he's building watches and stuff like that, but he's been collecting watches as well, and he just got his first Submariner, Rolex Submariner, and then he also rebuilt a Tudor Submariner, for those of you who know what that is. And so he actually has a Instagram page. He has a bunch of other watches. Like, he has a really cool collection. And his Instagram page is Ticking and Hacking. So if you follow Ticking and Hacking, if you want to message him and say Capital Mindset sent you, it's not an affiliate. It's like he's literally like really passionate about that, and he's going to basically be vlogging about watches. So if you like watches and you're like a watch enthusiast, you guys can check him out. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he has an Instagram. So that's where he's at now. Anyways, so I thought it'd be nice and shout him out. Will stocks rally on, or will they have a big recession in 23, another big dip? But the thing is, a recession might be priced in. So worrying about that isn't a successful strategy for the most part. Like, the vast majority of retail investors are not going to find success. That's actually why the whole you're supposed to buy every like dip, like dollar cost average into your low cost index fund. Like, that's the reason why that strategy works, is for the vast majority of retail investors, it's not going to do you any good to worry about all that stuff. And then another kind of akin variation of that is, focus mainly on just like kind of what Buffett and Munger will tell you, is that why don't you just focus on buying the assets and accumulate those that you like over a long period of time? That's the one I kind of ascribe to personally, but that's just me. You might disagree. Anything I say probably won't stop a retail investor from engaging in that, but so I can say whatever, and whether or not I'll be correct on it is a whole different story. So we can play the game and say, okay, well, if there's a big recession, I'll say this: if the recession is worse than what was priced in, yeah, you'll go down, or the stock market will go down. But what is the strategy here? I mean, you can have hedging strategies. That's a little bit different, but like what I'm kind of going against is timing the market. And some investors, I guess, are realizing this more and more. And I see their comments sometimes in the Discord saying like, oh yeah, it's difficult, and you'll learn it. And I think it's part of the learning process to learn that timing the market is kind of a fool's errand to a huge extent, but yeah. Uber is up big today. Oh, thoughts on color theory? I have no idea. Any trades distracted? Don Fabio. Did you see Uber up big today? I think earnings will be good tomorrow. Hertz and Avis, great numbers. I mean, they've been really suppressed. I think the market's kind of just generally rallying off of kind of like this bear market rally, maybe you could say. But yeah, Amazon Prime benefit. What the fuck is real? Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Don Fabio is already shilling his friends. Oh yeah, I'll shill my friends. So he definitely is going to make tons of money if you just follow him on Instagram. And that's a little grift we got going on, because then you just buy the watch from him and I get a kickback from it. So I'm just kidding. You'd probably get that watch over his dead body. He'll probably die before he gives up that watch. So Fabio, what's your take on Northrop Grumman Corp? I think they could benefit from the next super cycle of defense investing by governments, especially Germany. Oh yeah, probably. I mean, well, all of them are, but Northrop Grumman, I think, is one of there was one that General Dynamics was actually one that was really hated on for quite some time. It was trading cheap for no reason. And this is actually one that I really liked as well. I had exposure with Raytheon Technologies, and this one actually a family member of mine was buying up like nuts. And yeah, they were just suppressed for quite some time. Very similar price action to the other guys, but they kind of finally came into their own. And one that was actually, I mean, it was trading at really interesting multiples relative to the other guys. So General Dynamics makes a lot of tanks, by the way, if you didn't know what they make. But yeah. Capital Mindset called here video went, what the fuck up with the gray blocks? What gray blocks? Do you prefer to invest in or DCAing in stocks or selling puts? Thanks. No, I'll do a put option strategy. It's all relative to the opportunity at hand. Is there an opportunity with the puts, or would I just be better off just buying up the stocks? It's really like on a case-by-case basis. It's not like one size fits all. So yeah, it's like for example, selling the call contracts. I don't just do that all the time whenever I want. It has to be like when the opportunity is there. So I have a bunch of stocks I can sell contracts on, but I don't do them all, right? Because then I make a mess. I can muck things up really well. And, if I prefer, like I would prefer to keep the underlying asset. I'm basically telling the market, if I get called on them, I'm willing to sell them at those prices. I'm kind of putting myself in a win-win. The added risk is I kind of hold myself down. If there's something that really I don't like and I want to sell, I can't sell it until the expiration date. But yeah, like I have 2 videos on the channel about me doing this. Again, I give them both like very terrible thumbnails, very terrible titles on purpose to kind of not draw too much attention, because if people want to see them, they can go find them. If people don't want to, not to like draw in new people. I kind of wanted them only be watched by Capital Mindset viewers. But I think they're both, one of them's on Unum where I did this, and one of them is on AGRD as well, where I did this exact same trade that I did last week on that. I have no idea if I'm going to make a video on this trade in AGRD. I might just mention it here and that's the end of it. But because also one thing I want to refrain from doing is, just like talking too much about that stuff. But yeah. It's cool. Like something I've talked about some of the subscribers is like, if you have someone like Paul who's touting like a strategy that's not really doable by most, it's like, well, what value is that providing, right? It's not really providing much value. Like if I say, oh, you just have to sell puts all the time, it's like, okay, how does that provide any value to someone who's new? I can just tell them like, oh yeah, be patient, grow your portfolio to that size. Focus on, well, these are things that you should be doing, but focus on capital preservation and just building your portfolio, building up your savings, building up all that jazz. And, start learning, take that time to learn. You find the wonders of low-cost index funds and different strategies that exist for you there that you don't even have to do any of this. This is literally just like if you want to do it for fun, cool, whatever. But yeah, you know what I mean? Okay, so... Don't want to get too much in a rant. My brain's, by the way, is like completely fried, just completely fried. So, and it's only Monday. So, what are your thoughts on Chinese Intel? You mean Taiwan semi? Taiwan semi? But I wouldn't call it Chinese semi, but technically Taiwan is the Republic of China, but China doesn't want us to say that. So, we're getting demonetized by YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, seriously. I'd probably say, I mean, they did the necessary investments. You're going to hear my thoughts more on that on the Intel video tomorrow, actually. I know I do talk about that. So we have the CHIPS Act, but everyone's benefiting from the CHIPS Act, not just Intel. So Carrier Global. Oh, Carrier Global. That one was the one I should have bought instead of Otis. But yeah, Dan Weston is actually mentioning another fantastic brand that you guys should be at least aware that it exists. So with United Technologies, ticker symbol UTX doesn't exist anymore, so don't even look it up. But the old ticker was UTX. Eventually, that's when you know how old someone is, if they remember tickers that aren't even in existence. Eventually, FB will be one. Everyone will just know Meta as Meta. But yeah. Anyways, but UTX is the old company. It merged with Raytheon, and Raytheon is now RTX. And you had Carrier, which is CARR, and then you had Otis, which is OT. I think it's ODIS. So OTIS. But I participated in that separation, and I bought Raytheon and Otis when I actually should have probably bought Raytheon maybe if I wanted the exposure to the military side of things, and Carrier, because Carrier performed better. But they did really well in respective of everything. But Carrier, I like it. Carrier is a fantastic brand. I can tell you that so the 2 units on that side, air conditioning units, those are now Carrier, and they're the modern ones, because this But anyways, yeah, the two units on that side, I still have to replace those, but those are carrier and really happy with them. You don't really replace them often, so it's like I'm not going to replace them for a very long time if I'm even still living here. But yeah, and then also with I'd say with Otis, you have more like that maintenance revenue, which is nice. I think Carrier probably has some similar, but not as much as like Otis is known for, or at least I couldn't find it as blatantly as I could find it with Otis. Like that's a huge deal for Otis. Otis, I think, trades at a higher premium than Carrier for good reason, but at the time I was also paying a higher premium, so that's actually why it was a better investment to invest in Carrier. But yeah, I like Carrier. Capital Minds should be focusing on set design and form. Punks, add me to the Discord. Your bot didn't get the message. Is the bot giving you a hard time, Fuhat? So yeah, just so everyone understands, the Discord's free to join, but you have to pass the bot. The bot's like the doorman. So yeah. Capital Mindset. Oh, you did no big deal with CCP. Your social credit score is more important. That's true. I did play chess. I was on the chess team back in way back in high school. So, but I do play chess for fun. Capital Mindset. Do you think all the hate towards Meta is justified? There's a weird. I mean, there's a hate amount for. Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, let it be. I think it's fine. I mean, I'll look at it irrespective of the hate. I don't really care. If I like it and it's hated, better for me. So I can get it at better prices. If I like it, things can change, and I might say, okay, I'm out of Meta. I think again, that's why everything's important in terms of context, and everyone's gonna have a different allocation style and different appropriate allocation. So like my allocation may not be, well, most likely, by the way, most likely is not the same for you. Your ideal allocation. So that's the thing about you doing it yourself. You have to determine what is your allocation. So I'm happy with my allocation. I don't think I'm, in a big deal if I have to change my mind. So that's the thing about, sorry to bring this back up, but that's the thing that I have a shtick with everything money, and maybe other people have as well, is, they touted Intel, for example, as this position, right? And then they don't tell you the allocation, because all you need is allocation over time, and you get a feel for, like, because Paul doesn't have to show me he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and I wouldn't even care either way. It doesn't even mean he's right if he shows me that. In fact, I kind of respect it more when people with wealth try to like be humble about it, and it's fine. But he's not even humble about it. He's like kind of like the humble but doesn't show his allocation, or because I even have his old portfolios that he apparently provided to the paying members. And I'm just like, okay, so you basically just showed a bunch of tickers on a piece of paper, and you didn't tell us how they were allocated. So I can't really tell anything from this because allocation can also show conviction. But based off of the language of the channel, you would almost assume that it was a high conviction play. But then when Intel crashes, it changes to, I was like, oh, I never more than 10% in an individual stock. And I'm just like, what? That makes no sense. That's a little baloney. That's a load of baloney right there. So, yeah, it was probably more than that. Because, I mean, I think they said the same thing about Baba. Like, Baba is super conviction. Like, this company's great. It's amazing, blah, blah, blah. Which all can be true. But the prices they were allocating, and then it's down a lot. And I remember there's a video. I also have that on file. He starts to say, like, it's like 2% of my portfolio. But he says it after. So it's like, Anyways, that's enough of that. All the Discord lads gathered here. Horizon Audio. Wait, Horizon Audio. Do I know you? I might know you. Oh, by the inflection in the language, I know who you are. Yeah, I know who you are. Horizon Audio. You're watching my ads. Yeah, that's the technical way you can donate to me. You just watch the ads. The ads are like kind of random when Google decides to like throw them in there. I mean, technically I can control it, but like it's whatever. I'll let Google's algorithm be the best at it. I want to allocate all my money in you are on any platform I can copy. No, I'm not on any platform that you can copy. I don't necessarily like just chatting for some clarity. I have no plans on doing that because for me I value like the stress. YouTube is really fun for me. It's fun to have discourse and discussion. I really would love for you to, over time develop your own kind of strategy. I know that there are platforms where I basically can put up my portfolio and buy and sell on there. I like, for example, eToro or whatever. But, there's still going to be some sort of like lag at the end of the day. And I'm not even planning on offering any form of service that offers that. If I'm being frank, the stress isn't worth the money. It really isn't. Okay, analyze this. Okay, so I received a image for us to analyze. So this is the analysis that we can see with Facebook. So we see the technical analysis here being done. It's actually very advanced. So this is far more advanced than something I would typically do. What we're seeing here is a classic double dino Zuck. So the double dino Zuck always begins with a single triceratops, but the triceratops is typically slanted in a particular direction, sometimes at about 30 degrees. So it varies. It varies 30, 45 degrees. If it gets kind of crazy, it gets to 60 degrees, but typically in some sort of angle that really tells us that, shit's about to go down. And so from that, we basically have a sustained rally up into a point where you basically want to make sure that you can sell at the first, or the horn that's facing to your left. So you sell there, and if you don't sell there, you're gonna have a second opportunity. That second opportunity, of course, is gonna be at the second horn. So if you miss out on the first horn, you'll get the second horn probably. From there, you're gonna probably have a sustained downturn. Typically always follows the second horn. Second horn is the signal for a top. But yeah, like afterwards, you get the classic ending Zuck. So remember, it's a double dino Zuck. This is this classic pattern that we always see in the industry. So the Zuck is typically describing some sort of downtrend where you basically have, at this point, a full-fledged possibility. So if you notice the pattern here, there is a pattern. And the pattern is... remember my other technical analysis where I basically drew the dinosaur. Okay, so the dinosaur is really important, and I'll actually show this here because this is the trend. It's very common and it happens a lot. So let me show you here. So this right here. So this is the other form of dinosaur that you might be able to actually make out. And if you actually go back into my analysis in my paid course, you can see that if you follow this pattern each time, you can buy and sell it at key points. So you can see the buy signal right there. We had a buy signal down at the tail, and then you have a sell signal up at the end of the tail. You have what's some sort of cavity. Typically, it forms around where the dinosaur typically has a phallic shape. So down there, that's your buy signal again. So it always matches with the phallic shape. So you see it there, and then you buy there, and then you can sell there at like the hump, right? The hump. So this is just another variation of the same analysis. And then down at the bottom, you'll have an opportunity to buy at the head. So, okay, remember this fact. This is where things get interesting. So you have two different analyses where a head shows up. So remember, you have the double dino Zuck. That's this analysis variation. And then remember, you have this one, which is just the classic dino, right? And you see there, I wrote a very interesting note. This is going to age well because this is fact, okay? This has never failed ever, okay? So if I zoom in, you can see the call to action at the end right here. It says buy or sell. All right. Why is that? Well, because it's very important at the head point, So if I were to bring this guy back, every time you see a head, okay, there's two possibilities that might show up. One of them is that the stock will go up. The other one is that the stock will go down. Never fails. It quite literally never fails. I've never seen it fail. If you ever find this trick to fail, it's backed by a $10 trillion guarantee. So you can just come to me and I'll give you 10 trillion. Whatever shitcoin of the week, I'll give it to you if this fails. So yeah, that's just basically it. Okay, so that pretty much covers the technical analysis of Meta that I wanted to really share with you guys. I'll just leave this up here for anyone just joining in. But yeah, this is what we're about. I sell a course. It's about, it fluctuates on the day, but usually it fluctuates similar to how Venezuelan inflation rates fluctuate. So, one day it might go up 1,000% in price, and another day it might. Oh, by the way, if you paid for it yesterday, you have to pay again today. That's also how it works. It's retroactive. So you have to pay the difference. But anyways, going back to some of these comments, these lovely comments, that's basically it. With that, thoughts on Palantir. This is the test. This is a test, by the way. So Palantir is a company that no one really knows what it does, or at least the bulls don't even know what it does. So they always tout it as, being the future. It is the future of everything. It's just like this AI. So you know what people think of it? And I'm going to make a meme of this eventually, because this is actually, I think, what people think Palantir is. So what is it called in, okay, so you'll see in a sec. Okay, so let's see here. This is, okay, so I think this is literally, okay, let me actually do this. Post that there. And I'll pull up a video. Don't worry. So I'll literally pull up a video. I'll question it because it might actually get this video demonetized, or not demonetized, removed for copyright. Okay, so I'll just tell you guys what to look, and I'll show you an image, but you can watch like the video, or maybe because you've seen the show. And let me show you an image, a good image, a nice image. So if you've seen the show, and let me open this in a new tab. Okay, so this is basically, I think, what people think of, and what you're looking at is Westworld Season 3, which is a good show, by the way. But Westworld Season 3 is all about AI. So it's all about AI, and so if you've seen the episodes I'm talking about, I wish I could pull up the scene and everything, but basically humanity creates, or this company basically creates this sentient AI that starts like doing everything, essentially, and running people's lives and telling people what jobs to have, what to do in life, predicting crimes. And in fact, you find out later that it itself was also telling the same people committing the crimes to commit the crimes in order to kind of, have its own way of things. But regardless, super mega AI, that's basically what people think of, and it's kind of the funny side of it. You talk to people who work in the industry or data industry, they'll even tell you, some interesting details about how other companies have varying capabilities that are, if not better than Palantir in some cases, but that mostly Palantir is overhyped and loved by retail investors for some weird reason. But anyways, yeah, that's I recommend you go watch the seasons. Well, watch some of season 3 to get an idea of the meme. I was thinking about making one, but if I do want it has to go on Instagram, because otherwise YouTube's going to copyright it, just like how the Star Wars one was copyrighted. So it only exists on Instagram. So if you're curious, there's my plug. I'm plugging in Instagram because I just rake in tons of money if you watch my Instagram content. Joking. And so just go watch it if you're in it for a laugh. Some of the memes are very niche. So, fair warning there. Let's see this. Let's go through some of these. Fabio, can you confirm or deny having 5,200 shares of ADRD based on those covered calls? I mean, like I've said in the past that technically speaking, someone can find out, but neither confirm nor deny. How about that? But yeah, because I don't share like the portfolio value. Numbers are kept private, but technically, sometimes you probably watched the Strongman live stream, and I realized I said, well, I just had it up because I was like, there's no point in hiding it. So people already know. So yeah. Oh my gosh, I love this game. By the way, my sponsor, Ready or Not, fantastic game. I absolutely love this game. Anyone who's former military, check out this game. See how well. What's interesting about this game is the reaction time of the AI is actually. It's too good. It's a reaction time of 2.5 milliseconds, or yeah, 0.250, yeah, so 0.25 seconds. So it's absolutely ridiculous because that's how much the registration time for the average human is, but not the reaction time for a human. So it's like absolutely insane. You actually cannot. It's really difficult sometimes to react. I think it's like such good, I guess, training for your reaction reflexes because the AI is absolutely ridiculous. Like you're never gonna see a human react that quickly to you. And I think the reaction of when the AI is hiding behind cover is actually more than half of that, which is stupid already. But yeah. So Intel and Baba made up 50% of Paul's portfolio, probably. Jeez. Well, I mean, yeah, that's probably because we will never know because he doesn't disclose that. I think dude. I think Fabio's getting addicted to it. I probably am. It's literally the pastime after I'm done with like the studying of the day. Daniel Prank stated software is called Stock Unlock. I'm curious to know if you had a chance to check it out. No, I haven't really had a chance to check it out, but maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I have no idea. Maybe other people have had it. Don't cuck the Zuck. Oh, okay, so problem for me. Oh, let's see here. No, I did not see it. Apparently, people left other jobs to work at Palantir, so that's bullish. I mean, like. They could just be paying a lot. It could be just exciting work. I don't really know. I know that like the big boys are not having trouble finding the top talent. Like they're not. So yeah, it's not really like a problem. Should you buy Coinbase? Absolutely endorsed. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't know. That'd be a good question. For yourself, I guess, in that front. But yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not buying Coinbase. Palantir has AI software platform that makes Tom Nash just. Comment. Yeah, I'd probably agree with this. Season one was just too good. Season 2 was pretty good, but season 1 was good. I mean, you had Anthony Hopkins. I'm uncultured, but I'm not that uncultured, so I know who Anthony Hopkins is. But yeah, Anthony Hopkins was fantastic in the show. Good job. Passed the test. So that was the test. Most people can't talk about it because of the NDAs, but it's a great software. Way too overhyped and not profitable. But again, bulls have no idea what I'm talking about. LOL. Yeah. So like most of the bulls do not know what it even does. So it's like I actually got involved with Palantir stock, but this was before I made YouTube, and I made a good amount of money on it, but just basically taking advantage of like the liquidity boom. And I did not get it. I was not expecting it to get us overhyped. I have one video on Palantir on the channel. I think it's just dedicated to like why I sold. But yeah, even when I had Palantir, I never wanted to make content. I wasn't making content back then, but yeah, it was ridiculous the amount of videos being made on the company. I was actually shocked. I was never like thinking that was going to happen to the company. Capital Mindset being sarcastic, making fun of a mid Palantir. No, I know you're being sarcastic. Come on, Andrew. You think I can't tell? Like, yeah. So, Cole is the one who gets me with the sarcasm because he does it so often that I don't know. So yeah. Fish. I mean, you could be serious by that. Yeah. I'm out. Waste of time. Yeah. Fabio's a gamer. Nice. Thumbs up. Yeah. I am a gamer. You have to have something to like get your mind off things. You can't just always be focusing on work and stocks and stuff, or in this case, what I'm doing. Westworld season 4 is out. I haven't seen it yet, so if it's good, great. Hopefully it's good. Boomer hours. What is that? Come on, sit. Yeah. No. Cole's the one I can't get. So, all right, guys. I gotta say, I have to be responsible and not stay on for too long. So I got to get all of this work done. Work as in getting paid to study, which is awesome. But yeah, I gotta head out and yeah. Take TKOFF. Yes, the title is an absolute joke. If you're clicking on this for stuff on freaking stimulus checks, why? I apologize, but that's mainly to make fun of YouTube in general for that. So yes, it is a joke. I would never do such a thing. So if you're new to the channel, just know you're never gonna get that kind of content from here. But Capital Mindset, make the tier list. Yeah, I'll make the tier list. Yeah, take it. So I don't know if you were new or not, but yeah, it's an absolute joke. If you're coming on to here just now and you're seeing this orb in front of you, it's like, what does this have to do with stimulus checks? No, like I was on the call with some of the Discord members, and I was like, what should I call this live stream? And we were playing around with some ideas, and they thought it was funny to just say it was like stimulus checks, like something random, because I think that's how Meet Kevin grew mostly, and it was just for jokes, right? Anyways. Do I like any medieval RPG games? You know what? Mount and Blade Bannerlord's pretty good. They're pretty good. Really like that. So no stimulus checks. I'm out. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no stimulus checks. I need a stimmy for my stonks. Yeah, that's basically 2021, unfortunately. So yeah, medieval games probably that. I don't play many video games, but like when I do, I like to have one that is fun enough to like really be a good distractor, one that makes you think a lot. Like Ready or Not really does make you think a lot, like think strategically about what you're going to do next. So it's a good relaxer. Horizon Forbidden West, best game ONG. Probably I haven't played it. Should play Europa Universal Solace 4. If I have time, I can get into a new game. I only played Dota because I hate fun. That's actually, yeah, I feel you. You provide to us, and for that reason, bruh. That's a fitting name though, bruh. Yeah. Try out Ready or Not. Check out the link in the description below as my sponsor, Ready or Not. Just so you know, it's a early access game. So just be aware. I don't want you to go in there thinking like I didn't warn you about that. It is early access. They have some issues with the AI. Like the AI is ridiculous right now in reaction time. It is fun to try to beat the game or beat the level without using a flashbang or gas. Again, a lot of people who play it who are like ex-military or ex-SWAT or police, they do say it's really it is fun because obviously like there's no stakes. Like you die, it's like you're not dead. But it is fun. Some of them, when they play, they take it like really serious, and it is fun to play it like how it's meant to be played, very tactical, very serious. And it's a fun game. It is a fun game. It's one to like just relax. Don't play it drunk. Like you'll be terrible. After our stimmy checks are done, can we make the next live stream about gold miners, microcaps? Yeah, we can do whatever. I mean, I can put whatever in the title, and then we'll just have the regular old live stream. So. I play Ready or Not from Rainbow Six. Oh, you prefer it? You prefer Ready or Not over Rainbow Six? Because I prefer Ready or Not over Rainbow Six personally. Because Rainbow Six is a bit more. I mean, it's like same genre, I'd say, but Rainbow Six I think is less intense than. You're playing against other players, so probably it's better realism in terms of reaction times. But because freaking Ready or Not reaction times are inhumane right now. Let me in the Discord, and for God's sakes, play Hades or Bastion. Fuhad, you just have to answer the question. I'm not allowed to play favorites, by the way. So I have to implore you to. I know that it's something that gets in the way. Makes it a little bit of a hassle, but it's to remove or not allow spam. So the bot is the gatekeeper, and I am only going to let anyone in after they pass the bot. So the bot is the first gatekeeper, and then I or the other guy are the other gatekeepers. So yeah, Fuhat, you have to answer all three questions. I'm seeing you right now. I can't do anything because you have to answer all three. You must answer all three. Not just one of them. I'm calling you out because there's no other way. No, I'm looking at your response. It just says one. It's only one response. You only answered the third question. You came from Rainbow Six to play Ready or Not. Yeah. Ready or Not, I mean, is like a lot of players came from Rainbow Six. But I think Ready or Not is probably a more intense version. But it's Salvador. Fuhat. Okay, wait. You answered. Okay, you responded yes, but there's two questions that you have to say yes, and then you're good to go. Yeah, just put one more yes. Just put one more yes, and you're good. And the bot will. Okay, there you go. So now Now it's going to say, okay. And then I can click here and I can let you in. All right. So you can cause chaos, Fuhat. Just remember, oh, by the way, Fuhat, the bot that's in charge of language is very strict. So, Fuhat, it's going to be very interesting to see how many times I unblock you or unpunish you. Yeah, so just refrain from using like, you know, the words that other people can be offended by. He would rather we have dead inside as his father. Yeah. Would you rather have Jeremy or meet Kevin as your dad? Bro, maybe like I don't know how Jeremy is with his kids, because like you have to separate the roles there, because a father can be you can be a bad dad but a good at something else. Like everyone else likes you and you're a really great person outside of the family, but you're a bad father. Or you can be a great father and in society you're just not really like valued or whatever. Or, you know, maybe you're a bad person in general, but you'll do anything for your kids. So it's like it's a whole different dynamic. So I just don't know how they are with their kids. See, like all I would have to go off of is just what I've seen on video, and I haven't seen Jeremy with his kids ever. I've seen Kevin with his kids. So Kevin is nice to his kids on camera. I'm not insinuating anything by that, by the way. Like, again, I have no idea. I would think that, let's say both of them, I would assume are great fathers. Separating, you know, being a father from, you know, doing what they do here on YouTube. Okay, I'll answer one more question. Can Fuhat be on probation for failing the litmus test? Maybe it's could be wrong. You can post links with varying degrees of success. Stefan, actually, this question already came up. So I think on a preliminary look, I like it because it's probably going to be very synergistic for the most part. I trust the management team thus far in terms of their tuck-in acquisitions and buying things that are basically complementary to the overall business. So that's just my preliminary look, but I'd have to really look at it it's when I have the time. All right, guys, I do have to end it. I love talking to you guys, and I could literally go on forever just talking to you guys. You guys know that is true after the 9-hour and 40-minute live stream. You guys know that is true, so I can easily get carried away, but I got to be responsible and then get back to it. I'll be sure to try to do more of these live streams when I can, anytime I can. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and I will see you guys on the next live or video. Well, there's a video coming out tomorrow, but yeah. Fabio, when will you make the tier list? I'll get on that. Like as put it in the request for reaction, and that puts it into my list. But I'll put it as a higher priority because I can do that pretty quickly. All right, guys, you have a good one. Bye.